was a bright day in the town of Capernaum. The streets were buzzing with excitement because Jesus had come back. People had seen him heal the sick and teach with amazing wisdom. Now, everyone wanted to be near him. Word spread fast. Jesus is home. Come and hear him. And soon, a huge crowd gathered. Jesus was in a house, sitting and teaching. People packed inside. They sat on the floor, leaned on the walls, and stood shoulder to shoulder. Even the doorway was full. Some people were peeking through windows just to hear his voice. No one wanted to miss a single word. Outside the house, not far away, lived a man who couldn't walk. He was paralyzed. His legs didn't work, and every day he lay on a mat. But this man wasn't alone. He had 4 loyal and loving friends. When they heard Jesus was nearby, they looked at each other and said, "Let's take our friend to Jesus. He can heal him." Without wasting time, they each grabbed a corner of the man's mat. Carefully, they lifted him and started walking through the streets. It wasn't easy. The streets were crowded, people were rushing, and the house was already full when they arrived. They tried to get in through the door, but no space. They looked at the windows, still no room. But these friends didn't give up. They were determined to help. Then one of them had a bold idea. "Let's go up to the roof." In those days, houses had flat roofs and outside staircases. So, step by step, they carried their friend up to the top. When they reached the roof, they began to dig. They didn't use big shovels. They used their hands and whatever tools they could find. Bit by bit, they pulled away the roof materials until there was a hole big enough to lower their friend through. Inside the house, people looked up, surprised. What was happening? Dust fell, then light peeked through, and then a mat began to lower down, gently, gently, until it reached the floor right in front of Jesus. Everyone watched, amazed. Jesus looked up at the 4 faces peeking through the hole, smiling down at their friend. Jesus saw their faith. He saw their love and trust. Then he looked at the man lying before him and said something unexpected. "Son, your sins are forgiven." The room became very still. Some religious teachers were sitting there listening carefully. When they heard what Jesus said, they didn't speak out loud, but in their hearts, they were upset. They thought, "Why would he say that? That's not right. Only God can forgive sins." But Jesus knew what they were thinking. He always knows what's in our hearts. So he looked at them and asked, "Why are you thinking these things?" Which is easier to say to this man, "Your sins are forgiven," or to say, "Get up, take your mat, and walk." Then Jesus looked at the man again and said clearly for everyone to hear, "I want you to know that the Son of Man, that's Jesus, has authority on earth to forgive sins." And then he said to the paralyzed man, "I tell you, get up, take your mat, and go home." And just like that, he did. The man sat up. Then he stood. Then he walked. His legs were strong. He bent down, picked up his mat, and walked right out of that house in front of everyone. The whole crowd was amazed. People gasped, cheered, and praised God. "We have never seen anything like this," they said again and again. It was a miracle, a true sign of God's power and love. That man went home with joy in his heart and strength in his legs. And his friends? Oh, they were probably dancing on the roof. Because they didn't give up, their friend met Jesus and was completely changed. Jesus showed everyone that day that he doesn't just care about our bodies, he cares about our hearts too. He came to forgive sins and bring healing to the whole world. And guess what? Jesus still sees our faith today. He still hears our prayers, and He still does amazing things when we believe in Him.